Welcome to BIBO Weekly. I'm Tracy S. Campbell, and today we have another great show for everyone. We are talking about the issue of homelessness, and you're going to meet some incredible women that are at the forefront trying to fight this issue. Also, you're going to meet the amazing Vera Moore. She was a very popular soap opera actress on Another World for 12 years and made the transition to becoming the CEO of Vera Moore Cosmetics. We're going to be back with more BIBO Weekly.
It's my time to shine. My time to shine. I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. It is time to redefine. I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. I am.
Welcome back to BIBO Weekly, and I am joined today by a phenomenal woman, Neli Vasquez Rowland. She is the founder, or one of the founders, of a safe haven that's in the business of helping those who are experiencing homelessness and other personal challenges. And you're going to meet Neli and learn a little bit about what they do, why they do it, and the impact this organization has had on our community. Neli, thank you so much for being here on BIBO Weekly.
Always great to be with you.
Well, you are
Thank you.
just a joy, a pleasure, and what you do is just phenomenal. That's the only word I can think of, phenomenal. A safe haven, it started in 1994. It is now, well, over 25 years old.
That's right.
And the work you've done is just outstanding. Can you tell us a little bit about exactly what a safe haven is? Because I may not have done it justice, and why you started a safe haven.
Okay, well, a safe haven is not your traditional homeless organization. It's not a place where people just go to sleep at night. It's not a place where they just go and get a bowl of soup and then leave in the morning. It's actually a place where people can live, you know, as long as it takes for them to get their lives back on track. So we take women, we take youth, we take veterans, we take people coming out of the criminal justice system, and pretty much anyone that's in crisis for whatever reason that just needs a helping hand and needs someone to really take the time to understand the complex issues that led them to homelessness or to being in a crisis situation. I mean, my goal is always to try to prevent homelessness. So if there's a domestic violence situation and a woman and children need a place to escape to, we're there for them, right?
That's
from
wonderful.
day one.
That is amazing. And I love the fact that it's not just a homeless shelter, which in and of itself is a really worthwhile effort, a worthwhile work,
Absolutely.
right? But you're going way beyond that. And you're preparing individuals to have a better life through training, through support, and to go on and be self-sufficient individuals in society again, which is just absolutely amazing. You have a motto that is, I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it goes, housing is healthcare. Did I
That's
get
right.
that correct? Okay. Why is that? Why that motto? Housing is healthcare.
We realized that there was no way these people can get jobs on their own. We had to start businesses. So we have social enterprises that are businesses that employ people. So many people know our work, but they don't know that behind
you're
that
behind
work
it, yeah.
is actually incredible stories of people getting their lives back on track.
That is amazing, Neli. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk about your book, Healing, and we're going to have someone, a very special person that I believe you featured in your book, and hear firsthand how she was directly impacted by the work of a safe haven. We'll be right back.
Keep an eye on that guy. That's Moses. Yeah, that Moses. That tall, handsome fella? That's me, Aaron. All set.
It's not an option.
This is Moises' really good-looking older sister. She's the assistant mayor.
It's 2018.
I lied about him being Moses earlier, but it did get your attention, right? What is true, however, is that they both share similar journeys. One you already know about, here's the other. Well, we ain't shooting a movie no more!
Welcome back to BIBO Weekly, everyone, and we are going to continue the conversation around the subject of homelessness and the great work that a safe haven does. And where we left off was housing is healthcare. And Nellie, I think that's a great segue into your book there.
Well, Tracy, thank you so much. This is such an important topic, especially right now during the pandemic. The pandemic is making the issue of homelessness much worse than it was before.
Right.
We actually, during the pandemic, decided to write a book. And it's an anthology of 12 stories of people that have overcome the opiate and the homeless epidemic. We called it healing because at the end of the day, it is a process and it's constantly happening for anyone that's ever suffered from any type of mental or behavioral health care issue. So I'm so proud to introduce you today to Heather, who's here today.
Welcome,
and she's
Heather.
one of the
Hi,
stories,
Tracy.
one of the
Thank
stories
you.
in our book that, you know, was very generous in sharing her story. And I think you're all going to be so inspired to know that Heather's story is inspiring, but so are 130,000 stories of people that have come through our program.
That is
since we
absolutely
started.
amazing. Well, Heather, thank you for also being here with us today and
Thank
being
you.
willing to share
Yeah, absolutely.
your story. We
absolutely.
appreciate that.
Thank you for having me. Well, long story short, I was 17. My mom passed away, and it sent me down just a downward spiral for a lot of years, for about 10 years or so. And when I did get sober and get clean and all that, Safe Haven was there, and they provided you know, the tools and the people, the knowledge, and opportunity for, you know, for people to just grasp it and run with it. So when you're brand new, it's like you have to unlearn everything that you've learned and basically start over. And they're there to help you do that.
They're there to help. That's fantastic. Well, again, thank you, Heather, for coming here,
My pleasure.
sharing that, because I know you're helping someone out there that's watching right now. And thank you, Nellie, for the great work that you do, as always. We're going to be back with these lovely ladies once again later in the show. But right now, we're going to check in with Vera Moore, actress and now entrepreneur of Vera Moore Cosmetics. We'll be right back.
The Guild is a new one-stop shop for the conscious shopper looking for high-end fashion, children's wear, art, wellness, home and body products at affordable prices, with a focus on unique grab-and-go gifts, perfect for any occasion. Everything at the Guild is made with sustainable and fair trade practices. Located on the Southport corridor in the heart of Chicago's Lakeview neighborhood, the Guild features a curated selection of trading partners from all over the world, making ethical shopping a new kind of retail experience. Visit the Guild in-store or online at www.theguild.global.
Welcome to BIBO Weekly, everyone. And I have the pleasure of bringing to you a very special lady. Now, we are at home. Of course, we're still in pandemic era, so we're being safe, everyone. But I absolutely wanted to bring this interview to you, Vera Moore. She is an actress. She is a trailblazer, and she's an entrepreneur. We're going to talk about her migration from being an actress to being a CEO. Vera, thank you so much for being here with us on BIBO Weekly at home.
Oh, yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. And I want to thank you again very much for having me back. I sincerely appreciate it. It's an honor. It really is.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm very excited.
Oh, well, we're happy to have you. And I couldn't wait to have this conversation with you because I really, really, really wanted you to share your journey, because not many of us have had the journey of having a thriving career as an actress, 12 years on a major soap opera, Another World, being one of, if not the first, Black character, Black actress, actor, and then to develop a character that lasted 11 years. And then on top of all of that, Vera, you decide, well, you know what, I've had enough of that. Now I'm going to start my own company, cosmetics company. and basically address a need for women of color. Just phenomenal. Can you walk us through, Vera, your days with Another World, that whole experience during the time that you came through the ranks?
Okay, I don't know how much time we have, so you'll have to have me back. So I'll try to be succinct.
This will be part one. This will be
I'll
part
give you
one.
part one. But even before I got to Another World, I worked for the federal government. You know, I came from a family of 7. My mother was a domestic worker. My father was a porter. And there was 7 of us, 5 brothers, 1 sister. And I knew I had to work. So right out of high school, I got a job at the federal government. I was a stenographer. So I'm telling you this because, you know, God leads your steps and you have to network and you have to strategize all the way. So I took this federal government job and I had a wonderful boss. He allowed me to go to my auditions on my lunch hour, which is unheard of in the federal government. Then the process started. You know, I started auditioning and I saved all my money. And for those, I stayed at home. I didn't move out. I stayed at home with my mom and my dad. I saved my money and I went to school at night to hone my skills.
Absolutely. And then eventually you made your way to a
Another World.
major soap, Another
Yes.
World. And,
Yeah,
and I'm so glad, Vera, that you're painting the picture that you just didn't one day wake up, go
No.
to an audition for Another World, and that was it.
No.
You know, there
No.
was a process prior to Another World,
Yes.
but you eventually made it, and you were Nurse Linda Metcalf.
Yes,
For 11
Another World, NBC, they were creating a Black family.
Hmm.
This is the first Black, now they might have had Black people on here and there like an extra, etc., but this was a Black family. It was the first Black family on NBC Channel 4 that went an hour. Soap operas were a half hour. It was a challenge because there was no diversity and inclusion there.
Right.
As far as,
Right.
let's say, makeup. And I would go to the hair department and they did the best they could. And they, you could put on the wig, whatever. But when they went to the makeup department, they did the best they could with what they had, which was insufficient. The colors were red, they were greasy, they were oily, they were too dark. We weren't part of the mix. And all of us that were there at the time, wasn't many, we came up chalky. The black, darker, person of darker hue, Black people. I'm just gonna
Right.
because we know we're God's bouquet of flowers.
Exactly.
We came up looking chalky. I said, no, this is not going to work. The neck was one color, the face was one color. Line of demarcation. I said, no. And that was the genesis of, you know what? I'm going to do something about it. And that's why I created Vera Cosmetics. But I'll tell you something. It wasn't about the lipstick. It was about self-esteem.
So Vera, what was it that made you decide after an 11-year, because let's go back, to be on television, to have that opportunity as a Black woman, as a Black person?
Yes.
During that time period was huge.
Mm-hmm.
You were able to do it for over 10 years.
About 10 and a half years. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Most people would say, well, why didn't she just stay there? Why didn't she just, ride it all the way out to, however long it was? You made a conscious decision along the way that you were going to transition, and you already told us, you identified a need that women of color were not perceived as your beauty, if you will.
No, not
and
at
so
all.
therefore the makeup and all those things were not catered to our skin tones. And you saw that need and you wanted to rectify that issue, which we're grateful for. But what was it personally within you that made you say, okay, I'm ready now to make this transition from celebrity, essentially, to more of a CEO entrepreneur type?
But I saw a void in the markets for economics. We have to empower ourselves.
And you had the vision.
Yes.
Not many people would have said, okay, I'm going to take the food court and I'm going to take this bathroom that is the size of a small store.
Right.
Because again, we're in this very upscale environment, and have the vision and the foresight to turn it into what you turned it into, and a thriving business at that for 10 years. And also something else, everyone. I mean, it is so much easier. The journey is so much easier when you have a partner. And, kudos to your husband.
Oh, I have the best husband in the world.
Well,
they broke the mold.
They broke the mold with him. Well, obviously, because he was there to help you create that vision.
Yes.
And oftentimes as entrepreneurs, you try to do it all and you can't do it all.
Impossible.
You need
There's no
someone.
superwoman. There's no
That's right.
superwoman.
We're glad that you were able to parlay, again, a successful acting career into a whole other successful journey and path, because you recognize the need. And I think that's something that a lot of entrepreneurs need to also understand. it's not so much what you may want to do or what you like, but what about identifying a need and solving the problem? And that's what you did with Vera Moore Cosmetics.
Being true, staying to your core values. We get calls from Puerto Rico. We get calls from Hawaii for Vera Moore Cosmetics, even though we're not in the brick and mortar. So that's where we are now. We're online, VeraMooreCosmetics.com. You can find us. Matter of fact, we're rebranding right now. We're going to probably launch in October. So I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to our customers. I'm grateful for the perseverance. I'm grateful for my mom and dad. It is about patience, guys. It's about patience. You've got to stay committed if you want it.
If you want it. Well, Vera, I tell you, I thank you so much for sharing your journey, your story, being candid, everyone, being candid about this whole journey of entrepreneurship. It is not flowers and hearts, and it's sometimes not even pretty. But I'm so glad that we have someone like Vera Moore here who was courageous. And you have to understand the times that you came through the ranks, Vera, so different than what it is now. Vera,
there's still more.
Folks like you, sincerely, folks like you that helped all of us get here to this point. And I'm talking about all people of color, not just Black women, but
everyone
and men of color. We really owe you a huge, huge debt, and we so appreciate you.
Well, thank you so much.
Well, everyone, that is the amazing. I told you she was amazing. The amazing Vera Moore. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Here, BIBO at home. But guess what? We're going to have more BIBO Weekly and more great stuff coming your way in just a second.
Oh, you're mine now.
Help! Help!
I'm going to find out everything that happened.
This is my better half, Kate.
Don Brewer.
Kate, you'll start as detective under Bowden.
Welcome to the dark side.
Trust me, this one has put all the work in. 2 detectives under one roof, things could get messy.
Only if you let it.
We now have 2 boys dead within a 12-hour time span on the River Oaks Bridge.
About these tattoos.
What about these?
These tattoos are matching.
Conrad, let Detective Bowden do his job. You're off for the evening. We got this covered.
Why can't you find a hobby, Katie?
You know what? Gladly.
Katie, you're searching for evidence that doesn't exist. There's a lot you don't know.
It's almost as if someone doesn't want me to become detective.
You think any one of them knows real secrets the other has?
It's not me.
But just because someone is kind-hearted, it doesn't mean that they're not capable of violence.
What we don't know can't hurt us. Or can it?
We're back, and I truly enjoyed the conversation with Vera. I hope you guys did too. Former actress, another world for you soap opera lovers out there, and now she is a very successful entrepreneur in the area of cosmetics. Thank you so much, Vera, and we hope to get her back on here sometime soon. Now we're going to get back to these 2 lovely ladies right here in studio. And Heather, again, I want to thank you for sharing your journey with us. Can you tell us a little bit more, though, about that journey? We left off with you talking about how a safe haven was very instrumental in your growth and helping you. But the journey itself, can you share with us a little bit more about that?
Well, the journey was hard. It was filled with pain and disappointment, and it's and loneliness. You really only have yourself when it comes to addiction and whatnot, until you open your eyes and see that people are willing to help you. So I think even though it's hard, if you just hold on, hold on just a little bit, and be willing to take a hand that reaches out for you and just says, I can help you, and but yeah, it's not easy when somebody so close to you passes away.
Right.
And at the time, I was a teenager. I did not have the tools or the knowledge to process something so huge, So I continued down this road of destruction until.
And you were looking for comfort.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You don't get comfort on the streets.
No.
It's a hard road to travel on, and I was there for about 10 years or so.
Wow, 10 years.
10 years, yeah. In and out of, treatment centers or, homeless shelters or, detoxes or whatever the case may have been at the time, jail, same thing. But yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for where I'm at now. I'm grateful for the journey because it made me who I am. Without all of those trials and errors, and just, I would not be the person that I am today. I would not have the integrity, the humility, that's what makes me who I am today.
Well, I tell you, you have come obviously a long way. Addiction, jail time, all of that. And a lot of people would say, wow, she's just out there. We're just going to let her go. And the combination of you saying, no, I'm going to make it, and a safe haven saying, we believe in you. Here you are today looking great, healthy, whole.
Yes.
And I tell you, could not be a better, timely transition, everyone, because as you guys know, this is time for me to pass around this sparkly purple pillow, because it's time for these ladies to shine even more than they're already shining. We're going to actually give them some more shine here, and I'm going to pass it directly to, and first to Heather, because Heather, you absolutely deserve the shine and the spotlight today.
Thank you. I just would like to say that I'm very grateful for my family. I have 2 boys and a husband, and they are truly my world, my whole world. And through the pandemic, I've had the opportunity to be home.
Yes.
Coming from working 40, 50 hours a week. And so I've watched them grow, and including my husband, we have gotten closer. Read books together, just things you don't do in, the chaotic work life and, the everyday living that you just get caught up in, and you just take the time to, be grateful. So I'm grateful for them.
Well, we are so happy for them that they have you, and for you to have them.
Yes, absolutely.
And absolutely all the reason to smile and shine. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And now we're going to pass the sparkly purple pillow over to Neli. And I have to brag on Neli, okay? Neli not only is phenomenal in what she does with a safe haven, but way back in 2017, she was one of our BIBO Award recipients, our annual award show. And I had to just throw that in there because I had to brag on her for a second. But Neli, I'm going to let you now take the purple pillow and tell us what it is that we should know so that you can shine even more.
Oh my God. Well, I shine because so many people around me shine and help me do the work that we do. So I could not be more blessed and more grateful than to have people like you, Tracy, that's out there helping us get the word out about the important work that's being done. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you again, Neli, for all that you do. Absolutely, absolutely shining big time. And we appreciate it. Everyone, please make sure you check in with asafehaven.org. Make sure you go there, support the work that they do, even if you yourself don't need their services. You may know someone that does, and we want to make sure that we give this worthwhile organization all the support that we can. Well, guess what? We're going to be back with more BIBO Weekly very, very soon. Now, in the meantime, make sure during this chaotic time that we're all in, make sure that you take care of yourself, stay healthy, stay safe. Most of all, stay blessed. We'll see you soon. Thank you for joining us here today on BIBO Weekly. Now it's time to enjoy the musical talents of Aina Brion and her single, I Wish You Knew.
I wish you knew how beautiful you are, how lovely you are, how worthy you are. I wish you knew how priceless you are, how perfect you are, just the way you are. I wish you knew. The world always telling us how we not enough for something.